Good afternoon, Facebook friends around the world. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. You know, when Mr. Sunshine travels around the world, he was over at the Four Seasons today, over here in Worth Avenue, strolling the avenue, making the whole world smile. And today we're going to be back in Chef Eddie in the kitchen. We're going to be making a fantastic Porterhouse steak today. Now, before we get started, I want you to take a look at his beautiful apron. I want you to get a real good look as to what one of my Facebook friends around the world mailed to me and said, Eddie, make sure you put this on for your next video. So you know what? There's to you. This is how it goes. So let's get started right here, Eddie in the kitchen. Today, we went and picked up a beautiful Porterhouse steak. Take a look at that Porterhouse steak. All the goodness. And what we want to do is we want to make this steak. We set it out at room temperature so that it cooks perfectly. And today we're going to set aside the George Foreman grill. We're going to pan sear it right on the gas grill, the way Mr. Sunshine was just taught. You know, as he speaks to chefs around the world, they're sending him emails and text messages, giving him tips on how to create the best looking food. So let's get started right away. First off, we're going to do, we have all of our ingredients here. We have we can't get started without a glass of red wine. So we're going to start there. We have our crushed black pepper. We have our sea salt, ground pepper. We have our seasoning for steak. And we have our olive oil with some butter. So let's get started. First thing you want to do before we start anything, we want to get our hands washed up, get cleaned up, ready to go. Get things going here. I hope everybody had a fantastic day. I hope you enjoyed all of the videos I did today. So let's get right down to it. We're going to get this opened up. It's a beautiful Porterhouse today. Take a look at what we have cooking here. Ooh, boy! First off, I'm going to show you exactly what it's all about. Take a look at that baby, huh? That's it, room temperature, Porterhouse. We got the filet mignon on one side. We got the New York strip on the other. Beautiful marbling, just the right perfect cut. So what we're going to do right now, first off, we're going to season it. So what we're going to do, there's not enough seasoning you can put on a steak, especially when it's going to go in the pan. So we're going to use the Morton sea salt, and we're going to liberally dump the salt on it. Going to pat it around. Actually, make it white. You actually want to make that thing white. Soak it in there. We're going to throw some crushed red pepper on there. Just like that. We're going to put a little bit of the Chicago steak seasoning on there. Rub it in. You have to push it down into the meat, but not too hard. You don't want to beat the meat. You don't want to beat the meat. We're going to turn it. Now we're going to flip it around on the other side. I'm going to do the same thing. Put a nice liberal amount of salt on there. And what the salt does, it breaks down the enzymes of the meat. It's actually breaking it down, getting down inside of that meat. Now, we can go ahead and punch holes in it and do all of that, but Mr. Sunshine, you know, we're at Chef Eddie in the kitchen. We're always on the go. So what we're going to do, we're going to throw some more of this crushed black ground pepper on there. Give it a nice liberal coat. Just like that. I'm going to give it a nice season here. Just like that. A little bit over there. Cover it up real good. Let me wash my hands. Let me show you exactly what's going on. Now, there's a beautifully, take a look at that seasoned Porterhouse right there, all ready to go. We're gonna, now you could sit there and marinate it, put it in a bag, let it sit for 30 minutes, but again, Mr. Sunshine doesn't have that much time. So now, we already have the pan. We want to get that pan smoking hot. So what we do with the pan, we're gonna put a little water in there. We're going to see if it dances. And let me bring it over here to you so you can see exactly what we're talking about. You see how the water is dancing on the pan. We want to get that burning hot. We want to get it smoking so we can sear this meat just the right proper way. So we're going to let that heat up some more because it's not hot enough yet. We're going to wait until that bubbles off, and then we're going to add some olive oil in there and get ready. So let's let that continue to boil off, just like that. It's getting nice and hot. Now you can hear it. And now what we're going to do, I'm going to wait till that boils off completely so we know we have a nice hot grill, a nice hot pan for that steak. Go a little bit more. It's almost there. And we don't want to introduce any oil into that water just yet. Matter of fact, why don't we just, it's already smoking. Let's introduce the oil. Just like that. Maybe a little bit more. Circle it around there. We have a nice coat. Take a look at that. All right. Now we're going to introduce the steak to that hot grill right now. So let's stick that. That's what you want to hear. You hear that? That's what you want to hear when you lay that meat in. A nice, hot, cold, hot sear. And what we're going to do, we're going to let it sit in there. We're not going to move it. You're not going to slide it around. We're going to let it cook until we see it come up halfway through on the side. I'll be back shortly. As we're halfway through the cooking, listen to all of that goodness in there. And if you zoom in, you can see as the meat is cooking from the bottom up, it's bringing all the juices right up in there. But you don't want to move it. Never move your steak in the pan while it's sitting there searing in there. But you can listen to all the goodness. And we're going to be flipping it up. You only want to turn it one time. So you want to watch the sides as you see it cooking up through. And you got to make sure that you don't burn it. You want it just made to order. So let's continue till we see what's going on. And as you take a look at that beautiful meat right there, I actually set off the fire alarms here today. So here we go. We're going to continue cooking here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to add a little butter in there. We're going to cut some butter up. We're going to throw some pats of butter inside there. Just like this. Introduce the butter. Just like that. And what we'll do, as it's continuing to cook, we're going to pour that butter and all that sauce right on top of that. Take a look at that. As it cooks, all the juice on that fantastic looking steak, we're going to let it cook. Now this particular steak will be well done. We just take that butter and just dump it right up on top of there. Look at that, huh? All that fantastic goodness on that steak as we're cooking it through. And you don't want to cut into the steak at this point and lose all the juices that are inside. No, you just want to sit there and let that be. And now, what we're also going to do, while we have our tongs, when this cooks, we're going to turn it on its side. And you see this fat, we're going to give that a nice crust. We're going to cook that on the side, and I'll be back shortly to show you how that's done. And now as we're going to take that steak, we're going to turn it up on its side. Kind of hard to do. And we're going to cook it. The fat right on the edge. Going to give it a beautiful, nice sear. Look at that beautiful steak. Look at that. Cooked all the way through. Absolutely phenomenal. You got your filet mignon right here. You got your New York strip on the other. And as we're searing the end of it for a nice, fantastic, juicy steak. Look at that. And there you go. And now, you take that steak out, right out of the pan. And we're going to sit and we're going to let it rest at this point. And then what we're going to do, what we're going to do now, we're going to take a knife and we're going to cut it into some pieces. Just like that. We can trim right around the bone so that it's a lot easier to eat. Just like that. And there you go. You have a fantastic steak. Look at that beauty right there. We're going to let it rest for about 4 to 5 minutes to let all the juices settle in, and it shall be all done. I hope you enjoyed the show. Come back again next week for another episode of Eddie in the Kitchen.